cloud of suspicion surrounds the deaths of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife.
What is the name of this?
River Park Center.
River Park Center.
Andy, you can go first, and then we'll
Okay.
go to Brandon. Brandon, are you asking the question?
Sure. This isn't your,
The passing of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa remained shrouded in unanswered questions. However, what shocked the public even more was the FBI's discovery of an additional secret tunnel beneath Hackman's Santa Fe villa. Inside, they unearthed clandestine documents such as audio recordings of celebrity conversations, a death list bearing Marilyn Monroe's name, and a black envelope ominously labeled, "Do not open if you don't want to die." Was this merely a standard case, or was there a terrifying conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes, concealing a truth that many powerful individuals wanted to keep buried forever? Explore full video to uncover what lies hidden beneath the tunnels of Gene Hackman's estate. Mystery behind the library wall. On February 26, 2025, in the quiet stillness of a Wednesday morning, the world was stunned by the somber news: the silver screen legend Gene Hackman had passed away at the age of 95. Yet, this initial shock swiftly morphed into suspicion and unease as the preliminary details surrounding his death began to surface. Not long after the announcement, the FBI secured an emergency warrant to search Hackman's sprawling $4 million property in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he had spent his final years in quiet seclusion after retiring from his illustrious acting career. As the FBI investigators stepped inside the villa, an immediate sense of disquiet and strangeness enveloped them. The silence was unnervingly profound, a stark contrast to the peaceful ambience one might expect in the home of an elderly man. More significantly, the initial signs offered no indication of a tragic accident or death by natural causes or old age. Instead, forensic experts discovered peculiar and deep scratches etched into the hardwood floors of the living room, as though a heavy object had been dragged across the surface or a struggle had ensued. The furniture in the room, including Hackman's familiar armchair and an antique tea table, appeared to have been moved haphazardly, defying any semblance of ordinary arrangement. The anomalies became even more pronounced within Hackman's private study. Books on the shelves were in disarray, with several volumes having tumbled onto the floor. Desk drawers were ajar, and his personal papers, typically kept in meticulous order, were now scattered in an inexplicable manner. A family photograph, usually positioned prominently on the desk, had been flipped face down. These seemingly minor details, when pieced together, painted a picture of disturbance and irregularity, effectively ruling out the possibility of a natural death or a simple accident. However, all these unsettling signs paled in comparison to the most earth-shattering discovery made by the investigative team. Concealed behind a wall of books in Hackman's private library, camouflaged with an almost unbelievable level of sophistication, was a hidden passageway. This clandestine door, designed to blend seamlessly with the surrounding bookshelves, was only revealed when an agent inadvertently brushed against a book that felt subtly out of place. As the door creaked open, a gust of cold, damp air wafted out, carrying the scent of dust and the mustiness of time, signaling the existence of a secret space nestled deep within the home of the Hollywood icon. This revelation immediately ignited a firestorm of questions and suspicions, transforming Gene Hackman's passing from a sad farewell into a complex enigma, potentially poised to unveil dark truths the world had never known. Inside the clandestine room, ancient wooden crates, draped in cobwebs and dust, yielded old documents, rusted metallic objects, and artifacts seemingly plucked from a bygone era. Some of the crates had succumbed to the ravages of time, their wood softened and crumbling. Yet, the most chilling discovery was a collection of faded photographs, their surfaces bearing the haunting visages of unfamiliar faces. Some individuals in the pictures donned attire from decades past, while others were seen attending clandestine gatherings in locations unknown. Disturbingly, a few of these figures bore a striking resemblance to individuals who were once prominent public figures, but whose existence seemed to have been erased from the annals of history. The agents held their breath as they carefully opened the worn leather-bound volumes and peered at the notes within. Though many words had been lost to the passage of time, the remaining script hinted at a tale rife with deception and concealment, hidden truths, untold secrets, and perhaps even something more sinister lurking behind the glittering facade of Hollywood. An additional discovery caused the already thick atmosphere within the tunnel to become almost suffocating. As the beam of a flashlight cut through the gloom in a far corner, the agents spotted an old, rusted iron door, heavily encrusted with mold and grime. The door was secured only by a single lock, weathered and corroded by time, and lacked any handle, further adding to its enigmatic aura. Though no one knew what lay beyond, it was clear that considerable effort had been made to keep its secrets concealed. Despite their findings, the FBI chose to remain silent on the matter, only fueling the burgeoning wave of speculation. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some posited that the tunnels were merely part of a vast underground network that had been sealed off for decades. Others even believed they had stumbled upon evidence of a conspiracy so shocking that it had the potential to reshape Hollywood and perhaps even beyond. Was this the end of the line in uncovering the truth, or was it just the tip of the iceberg when it came to the mysteries that remained unrevealed? The colossal bunker buried deep beneath the earth was no longer an enigmatic riddle but a terrifying reality staring them in the face. What lies hidden beneath the tunnel? When the FBI agents discovered the tunnel, coinciding with their investigation into Hackman's mysterious death, the inquiry intensified and became increasingly complex. Preliminary reports indicated that the structure could have been built in the previous century, hinting at a plan that had been nurtured in the shadows for decades. Some theories suggested that the tunnel led to a fortified room, possibly housing extremely confidential documents or priceless artifacts. Speculation also arose that it was part of a smuggling network, utilized for espionage purposes or even as a storage area for illegal goods during the Prohibition era. As the agents ventured deeper into the tunnel's dimly lit corridors, the atmosphere grew heavy and oppressive. Strange symbols etched into the damp stone walls sent shivers down the spines of the investigators. Some of the symbols resembled ancient alchemical drawings, while others appeared to be a form of code that had never been deciphered. Could these be the markings of individuals who had used the tunnel in the past, or was Hackman himself intrigued by the mystical? The appearance of these cryptic symbols only compounded the complexity of the investigation, and codebreakers were immediately called in to examine the enigmatic characters. The area surrounding the tunnel was eerily silent, the only sound audible being the ragged breaths of the agents. The air hung thick with a combination of mustiness and dust, creating the distinct impression that the space had been sealed off for decades, or perhaps even centuries. The wavering beams of flashlights danced across the scene, illuminating an old wooden crate situated in the center of the room, one of its sides appearing warped. As the light continued to play over it, it revealed that the wood was partially rotted but still sturdy enough to safeguard the secrets within. On a cobweb-draped desk, a thick stack of documents captured the attention of the FBI agents. They were bound together with a frayed piece of string, and as one of the agents carefully untied it, yellowed pages came into view. From the very first lines, a chill ran down his spine. These were no ordinary papers, they were meticulous records of secret meetings, shadowy transactions, and names that would command respect from anyone in Hollywood. As they turned each page, a dark portrait of the film capital began to emerge. The documents revealed the existence of a clandestine society, an underground organization wielding immense power, capable of manipulating careers, destroying reputations, and even orchestrating more nefarious activities. The membership list was intricately encoded, but through the notes and allusions, the agents gradually recognized familiar names, renowned directors, powerful producers, and the brightest stars of the silver screen. A name caused one of the agents to freeze: Marilyn Monroe. There were detailed entries about her attendance at meetings, and handwritten letters were quoted, revealing a far deeper and more intricate connection than the public had ever known. Their contents unveiled intimate personal secrets, anxieties, and even sensitive information about those surrounding Monroe. Alongside the documents, the agents also found faded black and white photographs depicting discreet gatherings in opulent, unknown locations. The faces of the attendees were intentionally obscured, yet the silhouettes of a few recognizable stars could still be discerned. On the desk lay peculiar objects and enigmatic symbols, seemingly the identifiers of this clandestine society. Continuing their exploration, they discovered a small, locked wooden box. Upon forcing it open, they found another collection of handwritten letters, penned in various languages. These letters appeared to be correspondence between key members of the society, discussing plans, conspiracies, and the measures taken to maintain absolute secrecy about the organization's existence. These discoveries painted an entirely different picture of Hollywood, a world outwardly glamorous but concealing dark secrets and terrifying undercurrents of power. The existence of this secret society, with its influential members and carefully guarded secrets, suggested that the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife might not be as straightforward as initially assumed. These documents could hold the key to unlocking mysteries that had haunted Hollywood for decades, but they also had the potential to trigger an earthquake, shaking the very foundations of the entertainment industry. Then, one of the agents made the most chilling discovery imaginable. In the furthest corner of the bunker, there was a door made of black stone. It was covered in a thick layer of dust and rubble, almost completely obscured by darkness, and lacked any visible handle or hinges. However, what made everyone hold their breath were the symbols etched onto the door's surface. They were identical to the symbols visible on the drawings and tools they had just unearthed. Clearly, this was no ordinary doorway. The cold stone surface was touched by one of them, and the instant his hand made contact, a frigid gust of air hissed out from a crack in the stone. Though no one knew what was happening, it was evident that this door had not been opened for a very, very long time. After hours of deciphering, they discovered that the writings were instructions on how to open a metal box behind the door. Upon opening it, they found a series of hidden audio recordings. Even more disturbingly, these were secret conversations between Gene Hackman and some of Hollywood's most powerful figures, including Clint Eastwood. The content of these conversations revealed a hidden network of power, carefully guarded secrets, and shadowy deals that controlled the entertainment industry. Amidst the jumble of documents, a stark black file caught the eye of an agent. On its cover, the words, "Do not open this document if you don't want to die," were scrawled in a dark red ink that resembled dried blood. Despite the palpable fear, they decided to open it. Inside was a list of Hollywood's biggest names, A-list stars, renowned directors, and powerful producers. Terror gripped the room as the agents realized that this could very well be a death list, individuals who had been taken care of or were in the crosshairs of a sinister force. However, the deeper information pertaining to this clandestine investigation, such as the list of celebrities, has yet to be disclosed to the public. Is it possible that what they are uncovering here will remain hidden forever, or will this secret one day be revealed, utterly changing what people have long known about the world of Hollywood? Gene Hackman and the Hollywood elite. Under strict legal stipulations, no one knows the actual activities that transpired within the confines of the Hackman estate. From the outside, Gene Hackman's estate appeared to be a surreal place, with wealth evident in every facet. The gardens were home to rare plant species that could only be found in a select few locations across the globe. Nestled amidst this majestic natural setting, where ancient trees hundreds of years old stood tall and proud, was a magnificent villa. The harmonious blend of natural beauty and opulent architecture created an unbelievable landscape, leaving anyone who set foot there utterly awestruck. As soon as one passed through the sturdy gates, the splendor within the villa became even more impressive than before. Every corridor and every room within the villa was meticulously designed, akin to a living work of art. The refined fusion of historical significance and timeless classical elegance cultivated a unique ambience, renowned throughout the world. On the elaborately adorned walls, one could admire priceless masterpieces of painting, crafted by talented artists and valued at millions of dollars. Beyond its opulent furnishings, the villa itself held profound historical narratives. Many of its pieces once belonged to European aristocracy, evoking a bygone era of grandeur. The enormous crystal chandeliers, believed to have once illuminated ancient palaces, further enhanced the atmosphere of power and mystery that permeated this magnificent space. Gene Hackman, the villa's owner, seemingly spared no expense in transforming the property into his private kingdom, an oasis entirely detached from the outside world. His meticulous investment and dedication culminated in a living space of unparalleled class and exclusivity. However, concealed behind this facade of splendor and ultimate luxury lay a haunting discovery. During recent renovations, a secret tunnel was accidentally unearthed. Remarkably, this construction was far from new, appearing to have existed for decades, perhaps even a century. An exceptionally durable material had been used to reinforce the tunnel's walls, creating the impression that it was built to last forever or to conceal some secret that was never meant to be revealed. Numerous hypotheses have since emerged based on this secret tunnel. The first hypothesis centers around the mysterious deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy. Within the context of the enigmatic tunnel and suspicious signs, a ruthless manipulation by the Hollywood elite comes to the forefront. Betsy's death 7 days prior to Gene's was not an isolated tragedy but potentially the opening act of a meticulously orchestrated plan. In Gene's final days, his complete isolation, no visitors, a departing housekeeper, and a silent daughter, suggests a systematic effort to sever all his ties with the outside world, facilitating subsequent actions. Furthermore, Gene Hackman's sudden departure from his celebrated acting career in 2004, a decision that deeply saddened fans, can now potentially be explained by his extensive knowledge of Hollywood's dark secrets. The hypothesis posits that throughout his illustrious career, Hackman inadvertently or deliberately gathered sensitive information, even deadly secrets, about the powerful elite. These secrets could include information about prominent figures who were mysteriously taken care of to protect the reputation or power of others. Connecting to controversial figures such as Jeffrey Epstein or P. Diddy, it is possible that Hackman possessed evidence or testimonies regarding their serious misconduct and that of other influential individuals in Hollywood. These are the kinds of truths that the Hollywood elite would want to keep buried forever. Gene Hackman knew about abuse networks, shadowy dealings, or the heinous crimes in which these individuals were involved. His silence over the years could have been an attempt to protect himself and his family from the retribution of powerful forces. All these secret documents were hidden by him in the mysterious tunnel. The hypothesis suggests that Betsy might have inadvertently stumbled upon these secrets, perhaps through the secret tunnel or documents hidden within the villa. Her death prior to Gene could have been a warning or an action to prevent her from revealing what she knew. 7 days later, when Gene, likely aware of the danger and attempting to find a way to cope or expose the truth, met a similar fate. Gene's isolation in his final days is a clear indication of external interference. The housekeeper's sudden departure could have been due to bribery, threats, or simply sheer fear of continuing to work in an environment rife with dangerous secrets. The daughter's lack of contact could stem from her unawareness of the situation, or it is also possible that she was manipulated by the forces at play to maintain silence. All these suspicious points, the week-long gap between deaths, Gene's complete isolation, the housekeeper's departure, the daughter's silence, and the abrupt end to his career, paint a picture of elite manipulation. They may have used their power and influence to orchestrate the deaths of Gene and Betsy, aiming to protect the dark secrets that Hackman held. The secret tunnel beneath the villa could be part of this network of secrets, a clandestine escape route for the powerful or a place to store incriminating evidence that could never see the light of day. In this context, the deaths of Gene and Betsy were not merely a personal tragedy but also a stark warning about the corruption and hidden power that exists within the upper echelons of Hollywood. This hypothesis suggests that the terrifying secrets Gene Hackman possessed made him and his wife targets of individuals willing to do anything to protect their power and reputation, even eliminating those who knew too much. The truth of what truly transpired likely remains shrouded in darkness, much like the mysterious tunnel beneath the home of a Hollywood legend. The second hypothesis regarding the secret tunnel beneath Gene Hackman's villa posits that it was simply a hidden passage, constructed to ensure privacy and allow the owner to move discreetly without attracting the attention of the public or the media. Throughout history, from ancient castles to the modern mansions of the elite, secret passages have been a common amenity for the wealthy and famous, who perpetually crave absolute privacy. Gene Hackman, a global cinematic icon, undoubtedly valued his privacy. The pressures of fame, the constant pursuit by paparazzi and fans, can make the lives of celebrities feel suffocating. A secret tunnel could have been an ideal solution for Hackman to move discreetly within the expansive grounds of his villa, or even to leave the property unnoticed. So, where could this secret tunnel have led? One possibility is that it simply connected different areas within the villa without the need to pass through common spaces. For example, it might have led from the wine cellar to Hackman's private study, or connected the main house to a separate guest house. This would have allowed him to move between different parts of his estate quickly and without disturbance. Another possibility is that the tunnel could have led outside the property. Many large estates owned by celebrities often feature secret passages that lead to secluded roads or less frequented neighboring areas. This would have allowed Hackman to leave his home discreetly for private outings without being detected by the media. Perhaps he wished to visit a private club, meet with friends, or simply enjoy some quiet time in a location where he wouldn't be recognized. However, this hypothesis raises a significant question: could a mere secret passage adequately explain the suspicious circumstances surrounding the deaths of Gene and Betsy Hackman? Why would such a tunnel contain secret documents and disturbing audio recordings of celebrities? While a secret passage might explain some of Gene Hackman's desire for discretion, it seems insufficient to account for all the mysteries surrounding this villa. Could this tunnel have concealed a deeper purpose, or led to a location more significant than a simple private route? These questions remain unanswered, awaiting further discoveries that might shed light on the truth behind Gene Hackman's secret tunnel. The public also speculates that the tunnel could be an entrance to a fortified bunker, deliberately constructed to withstand major disasters. Such structures have long captured the attention of survivalists and those who subscribe to conspiracy theories. Furthermore, some have theorized that this tunnel is not an isolated structure but rather part of a larger network, potentially connecting to other buildings in the surrounding area or concealing a secret communication system previously unknown. Another, even more intriguing hypothesis is that Gene Hackman concealed a vast fortune beneath his villa, opening another fascinating dimension to the mysteries surrounding him. Despite being known as a wealthy individual with an estimated net worth of around $80 million, some believe that the actual figure could be much higher, encompassing undeclared cash, secret real estate holdings, and other valuable assets meticulously hidden away. So, why would a wealthy and renowned individual like Gene Hackman need to conceal such a substantial fortune? Several potential reasons exist. Firstly, it could be related to tax matters. Storing undeclared cash and assets might have been a way to avoid hefty tax obligations. Secondly, Hackman may have been a private person who harbored a distrust of traditional financial institutions. Keeping a large amount of cash and assets at home could have provided him with a greater sense of security and control. The secret tunnel beneath the villa could have played a crucial role in concealing this wealth. Perhaps the tunnel was not just a hidden passageway but also led to a secretly constructed fortified bunker where Hackman stored cash, gold, jewels, or even priceless works of art. Secret real estate holdings could have been masked under the names of shell corporations or representatives, making it incredibly difficult to track and estimate his true total assets. Possessing a vast, hidden fortune could partially explain Gene Hackman's abrupt retirement from Hollywood in 2004. With his wealth securely stashed away, he may no longer have felt the need to continue working under the public spotlight. He might have desired to enjoy his later years in peace and seclusion, free from the scrutiny of the public and the media. However, this hypothesis also raises troubling questions regarding his and his wife's deaths. Could this hidden fortune have been the catalyst for those tragic events? Perhaps the existence of this treasure attracted the attention of nefarious individuals who might have attempted to break into the villa to seize the assets. Betsy's death could have been an accident during this process, or even a deliberate act to force Hackman to reveal the location of the money. In his final days, Gene's isolation could have been due to his attempts to protect the secret of his fortune, or perhaps he realized he was being watched. The housekeeper's departure and his daughter's lack of contact might have been because they were unaware of the treasure's existence, or perhaps they were threatened by those involved to remain silent. If this hypothesis holds true, then the discovery of the secret tunnel might just be the beginning. Unearthing the location of Gene Hackman's hidden fortune could shed light on many of the mysteries surrounding his life and death, while also potentially revealing dark financial secrets involving other powerful figures in Hollywood. However, the search for this treasure, if it indeed exists, will undoubtedly be fraught with challenges and could potentially be dangerous. Regardless of the ultimate truth, this discovery has the potential to unveil a story as captivating as the famous underground labyrinths of Paris or the secret military tunnels discovered during World War II. As investigators continue their probe, the unexpected findings they make only deepen the enigma surrounding the case. Rumors about the secret tunnel. Throughout history, governments and intelligence agencies have employed countless intricate code systems, and a significant number of them remain an unsolved mystery. Based on these questionable clues, investigators decided to meticulously examine the historical records of the estate, aiming to determine if previous owners were ever aware of the tunnel's existence. Simultaneously, residents in the area began to recount strange stories linked to the property in the past. There had even been whispers of mysterious laborers vanishing while working on the property, their disappearances remaining unexplained to this day. Some theories suggested the tunnel was part of a network used for bootlegging during Prohibition, allowing illicit goods to be transported past the authorities. Others believed it was constructed during the Cold War to provide a means of escape in case of emergency. Speculation only grew more fervent as rumors of the tunnel circulated. However, the question remained, were these mere unfounded rumors, or was there indeed a shocking secret yet to be uncovered? The discovery of the tunnel beneath Gene Hackman's villa ignited a firestorm of controversy, particularly when considering the bizarre circumstances surrounding the deaths of the legendary actor and his wife, Betsy. As investigators continued to delve deeper into the case, many began to wonder if the tunnel held the key to understanding what truly transpired in the days leading up to their passing. Perhaps it was evidence of a long-forgotten secret, or simply an architectural feature that had been overlooked by time. The existence of the mysterious tunnel beneath Gene Hackman's villa was further complicated by the enigmatic circumstances surrounding his death and the unusual signs associated with it. Some had theorized that the tunnel might have been used as a secret escape route, allowing someone to enter or leave the property undetected. However, the more pressing question was who would have needed such an escape route, and why would its existence be kept secret until after Hackman's death? Had he sensed some impending danger? As FBI agents continued to investigate the mysterious objects discovered within the tunnel, they were searching for any clue that might forge a link between Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy, and the enigmatic circumstances surrounding their deaths. The documents yellowed with age, the faded photographs, and the peculiar artifacts could hold the key to unlocking a secret life that Hackman had never revealed to the public. A deeper narrative might involve clandestine dealings, unknown relationships, or even a conspiracy that had been concealed in the shadows for decades. Hackman's neighbors and old friends began to share their recollections of him, each revealing new pieces of information. Some remembered strange conversations they had with Hackman, where he alluded to unresolved issues. Others recalled mysterious visitors who would arrive under the cover of night and depart just as silently, leaving them to wonder about the secrets hidden behind the villa's imposing walls. The level of public speculation continued to escalate, with some even believing that Hackman might have inadvertently become entangled with a force he couldn't escape. One question remained unanswered, even as the investigation continued: was there any connection between the mysterious tunnel and the suspicious deaths of Hackman and his wife? The revelation of the truth, or even the deepening of the mystery, could be the result of each new clue, and people across the globe eagerly awaited this answer. The answer may very well shed light on the ultimate secret of Gene Hackman, an enigmatic man who left behind so much unsaid. However, would the truth ever be fully revealed, or would it continue to be buried forever along with the secrets held within the tunnel? As the government remained silent, the rumors continued to spread. It was hoped that the mysterious tunnels, the signs, and the inexplicable artifacts discovered beneath Gene Hackman's property would lead to some definitive answers. Contrary to that hope, the authorities appeared to be mysteriously withholding information. Each of their statements was brief and ambiguous, as if there were missing pieces in an incomplete puzzle. This ambiguity only served to send the public's imagination soaring, and the FBI attempts to quell public speculation seemed largely unsuccessful. The FBI had investigated every nook and cranny of the underground tunnel system, and it appeared that an untold story lay hidden within the artifacts discovered beneath the villa. Forensic experts, who seemed to be deliberately concealing something, were currently analyzing every clue gathered. From erased writings on old documents to minute fibers that had been found, they were searching for a single name that could potentially alter the entire course of the case. As the FBI tightened its investigative net, the biggest questions remained unanswered: what truly lay at the end of that mysterious tunnel? And would the truth ever see the light of day? The strange traces, the enigmatic artifacts, and the network of mysterious tunnels seemed like disparate pieces of an untold story, incomplete fragments of a larger picture. Was all of this merely an overblown mystery, or was there indeed a terrifying truth that had been concealed for many years? When the final ray of light finally pierced through the darkness, Would we witness a shocking revelation, or would we be left with only a lingering cloud of unanswered questions? In the comments section below, please feel free to share your thoughts and let us know what you think about this peculiar case. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our next intriguing mysteries.